What if everything we've been taught about money is the thing that's keeping us trapped? 5 money rules that will help you escape the matrix. Most people spend their lives working for money, but wealthy people learn how to make money work for them. Most people study everything except money, and they wonder why we struggle. And I'm saying we because I've been there financially. We do a whole lot of studying and about all kinds of things, but we don't study money. Nobody taught us how money actually works. We were taught how to go out and earn it, but not how to build freedom with it. My name is Mark, aka Create Lifestyle. I help people, especially those over 50, break out of outdated beliefs so that they can create freedom, abundance, peace of mind, residual income, and leave a powerful legacy. And if you're under 50, you can certainly glean some insight here and perhaps shave decades off of your development and the achievement of your goals. I call all this escaping the matrix. And today I'm talking about financial freedom, the financial matrix. And I'm talking about creating some wealth and consciousness, money mindset, passive income, and the 5 rules money. The 5 rules about money that can change your life. The first one is that we have to stop trading time for money. Most people exchange hours for dollars. That's what a job basically is, how we exchange dollars for hours. Some people say job stands for journey on to brokenness, but we know that's just a play on words because we know that you need to have a source of income. I've switched that around a little bit to a journey of belief because when you're on that job, there's a lot of challenges that come with that, especially if you find yourself in a situation where you're living like paycheck to paycheck, meaning that all your money that comes in and goes out. Okay, so we have to break out of that. We got to stop trading time for money. Time is finite. Once it's gone, you never get it back. Now, wealthy people, they focus on creating value. They build their assets, they build systems, they develop skills. The goal is not to work harder, but the goal is to become more valuable. So time is the great asset that's here. There was a movie called Out of Time with Justin Timberlake. I don't know if you've ever seen it or not, but the movie probably came out. It's probably about 15 years old now. But anyway, time was the asset. People had to buy time, and they wore these time displays that showed up on their wrists. And when they ran out of time, they just dropped dead. And that's kind of how where we're at right now, because as you get older, especially for those of us over 50, you realize that there's more time behind you than there is in front of you. So we have to start letting time kind of work for us, letting our money work for us. So number 2, understand that money, it has to flow. They call it currency for a reason. Currency means flow. Many people save their money out of fear, but money that doesn't move, it doesn't grow. You have to invest your money, invest it in yourself, invest it in your skills, invest it in assets, invest it in opportunity. Fear freezes and growth circulates. So keep that money circulating because it is currency. Rule number 3, stop buying status. I've never been real one of these people that buy stuff out of status. Growing up, my dad, he used to have really nice cars, and he let me and my brothers drive them, and that felt good and all that, and that was great. But I didn't feel like I had to go out and go buy me a big expensive car. I never really felt that way, but it's a trap when you do that because you understand as soon as you buy the car and roll it off the lot, it depreciates. So that's a big trap. Driving expensive cars, keeping up with the Joneses. What do they say? Keeping up with people, buying things that you can't afford to impress people that you don't even know. So that's a trap. Real wealth is quiet. I'm part of a few masterminds. I have several mentors that I'm learning under. And we actually sat in on a billionaire. He was explaining some things about finances. And he said, rich people scream, but wealthy people are silent. Think about that for a minute. Real wealthy people, they walk around and wear t-shirts and jeans, and you don't even know that they have access to all this money. But anyway, financial freedom is not about appearances. It's about options. It's about freedom. It's about peace of mind. Rule number 4, pay yourself first. Pay your future self first. You probably heard this. I heard this. And what typically would happen for me was you begin to pay yourself first and you start saving money, but something always came up and you had to take that money and handle things with it. So I guess that's why people want to have an emergency fund. So paying yourself or paying your future self is important. Some say 10 to 20%. You figure out what's going to work for you. But we have to put some money aside for ourselves to handle emergencies, to invest in our futures, all these things. Because most people pay everybody else first. As soon as your money comes in, you're paying rent, you're paying mortgage, you're paying car payments, you're paying insurance, you're paying electric, gas, all these things. And then you take what's left, if there is anything left. But what typically happens is there's nothing left, and then you're not able to invest in your future. So understand that you have to flip the script. Every paycheck, every commission, every dollar that comes in, you got to put aside a percentage for your future freedom. Invest in your future before spending it on the present. Rule number 5, expand your wealth container. This is all about your money beliefs. Most people secretly believe that money is bad, rich people is greedy, wealth is evil, success is selfish, and then we wonder why the abundance stays away. We have to understand that money is a tool. Money amplifies who you already are. If you're generous now, you're going to be generous with more resources. If you're committed to helping people now, more money is going to flow to you help more people. So understand also that this matrix that we live in, this is system. It's weird. Why do I call it the matrix? Because I've always felt like there was this invisible system that's just trying to control me, trying to keep me down. I went to public schools when I was younger, and I went to a boarding school, which was really controlled by public education. But basically, these schools, they teach us to be good worker bees. Why do we have to be at school at 8 o'clock in the morning and we stay there all the way till 4 in the afternoon? That sounds like first shift. They train us to be good worker bees. They don't train us to create financial freedom. They train us, or they point the carrot or dangle the carrot at going out to go get a good job. What's a good job? A good job is one that has some benefits and pays you a decent salary. They dangle the carrot of doing that by forcing us to go out and get more education. But if you study like business owners and a lot of wealthy people, they don't all have all of these top education. They hire people that have all this education and use them. But anyway, this is what the matrix wants us to do. It wants us to be dependent on one source of income, somebody else's plan. Freedom, it requires ownership of your thinking, ownership of your skills, ownership of your income. So here we are. I spent years working at traditional jobs in the travel industry and hospitality, food service, just trading hours for dollars. Nothing wrong with honest hard work. We know it's important. We know we need to do this. But as I mentioned, I realized that if you want more freedom, you got to create some leverage. You got to find a way to get some assets. You need a vehicle. You need a way. So the way that I'm helping people is building through affiliate marketing and creating digital products. If you want to learn more about that, just look for the links down in and around my bio. Bottom line, stop trading time for money. Create some value. Stop buying status. Pay your future self first. Upgrade your beliefs about wealth. Build assets. Create leverage. And freedom begins with this financial awareness. If I'm making sense, share, subscribe, follow. Do all these things. understand that most people spend their lives working for money. Freedom begins when you learn how to make your value, your assets, and your mindset work for you. As I always say, the only way out is in peace, one love, and control your destiny.